Good morning, Facebook. Here we are on another Sunday morning. I think I talked with you guys last week about the same time as I am right now. And at that time, I was pretty distraught, announcing that Maria had passed away a few hours earlier when I signed on. I just wanted to come on and really, in reflection on the past week. Today marks the first week anniversary that I do this journey without Maria. Haven't heard her voice in a week. Had one dream about her that was great. She seemed to be at peace, and just trying to figure this whole thing out. You know, how do you walk the journey? I've never had someone I'm in love with pass away. That's not in that type of relationship. Of course, my parents and siblings and both sets of grandparents and tons of very good friends, but never have I gone through something like this. So I wanted to come on for about 5 minutes and say a few things. Number one, I'm overwhelmed by the love, support, flowers, cards, fruit, plants. Oh my goodness, I can't even name all of the things that have been showing up on my doorstep on a daily basis. I just, I just didn't know people cared that much or had the energy during a pandemic. Because I'm used to when people pass away, loads of cars in front of the house and people bringing tons of food. And I ask folks, please, no food, because I don't believe in having people in my house during the pandemic. But as you might imagine, one of my neighbors, big shout out to Ali, Wilson, and Kim, they wanted to bring a meal over. They said, we would imagine that your family will be gathering at your house. And I said, oh no, during the pandemic, nobody's allowed to come to my house. Well, my daughter, whose husband is a pilot, chose to drive all the way up here from Atlanta. She didn't want to hear it. She said, I'll keep my mask on the whole time, but I'm coming. I'm going to be in the house with you when you go through the celebration of life on Maria. And I do appreciate that. My son and grandson, unsolicited, they were like, we're coming over. And my grandson's like, which bedroom do I sleep in? Because I want to spend the night. So how do you say to your grandson, who is worried about you and loves you so much, no, I'm concerned about the pandemic. You can't spend the night. Oh, I wasn't going to say that. So, of course, he spent the night. And he's still here. And he went out and got breakfast and the whole 9 yards. My daughter by marriage, Jeannine LaRue, she stopped in. She said, I'm going to be with you for the celebration. So I'm telling you, I mean, we were socially spaced out because there's enough room in this house that we don't have to be sitting up under each other. But I stayed right here in my studio while they stayed on the whole east end of the house, because I was like, and everybody kept their mask on in the house. So I hope someone down at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in DC is listening, even with family, because we don't know what everyone is doing throughout the days of their lives. When you come into my home, everybody's going to keep a mask on. And I didn't even ask them about keeping a mask on. And they ate outside. So we're being very serious about this virus. So that's the one thing. Just want to thank you all. I'll be sending out notes and emails and texts, but thanks to everyone. Another big shout out to all of the people who participated in Maria's celebration. We had almost 200 people who actually attended. I am so sorry for those who said, I didn't get an invite, I didn't know, because I posted it on Facebook and I tried to tag people and I tried to text. I just could only do so much. As I said, usually if it's not a pandemic, houses are flooded with people who are like, let me do this, let me do that. For this, because as paranoid as I am about this virus, it was just me and my granddaughter, Aaliyah, and our 2 dogs. And the dogs weren't cooperating. They weren't sending anything out. They weren't making any calls. They weren't doing squat. So, and Aaliyah, has a problem with her leg that she found out as Maria was making her transition. Aaliyah had a hurt leg, so I had to take her to the hospital on Sunday and found out she has a blood clot. So here we are, lots of things happening. The other thing I wanted to talk about, though, I want to give a big shout out to Amy Mansue. Amy and Betsy, when I get into these funks where things are just going crazy like this, they come up with, well, of course, Betsy, she's so athletic. Amy is too, but Betsy's like, we're going to walk. So we go over to the Mercer County Park and walk a few miles, go over to Starbucks and stay outside and drink some Starbucks coffee and just solve all the problems of the world. And it also does some healing for me. But I told Amy, I said, I need to talk with someone because I want to grieve correctly. And I don't know if there's a correct way of grieving. But the one thing I don't want to do, I don't want to dishonor the life of Maria by my walking around just complaining every day. I'm heartbroken. I'm broken. I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. I'm devastated. She never liked to hear that crap. In fact, 2 weeks ago, she was looking at me through FaceTime when they were discharging her from the hospital, going into hospice at her sister's house. And as she's looking on the FaceTime, she said, Jeannine, are you crying? And I'm thinking, I said, no. She said, you are crying. And I said, Ray, I'm not crying. Now, I didn't lie because I wasn't boo-hooing crying. I mean, yeah, I was crying, but I wasn't boo-hooing crying. So she said, stop crying. And I said, okay, I did. And she said, okay. And she knew that I hadn't stopped crying, but she wanted to let me know, please don't do that. And so Amy gave me a name of a person I could talk to, a wonderful counselor. And I would strongly convince anyone who's going through any kind of emotional trauma or depression or mental issues, reach out for someone. Don't take the journey alone. Don't try to put stuff together, makeshift. See if there are people out there who can talk you through. And this person let me know, I'm not going to tell you how to grieve, but I am going to help you to talk it out and figure it out. So I had my first session Thursday because I wanted that session before the celebration. And it was so successful that by the time I got to last night for the celebration, I could sit in the chair and not cry the ugly cry. Of course, some tears fell. I mean, some parts of it was really emotional, but it was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. And from my good friend Bishop Jackson to Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, all of my and Maria's friends who spoke on the program, my son for singing his heart out, for handling all the technical stuff. Kia, thank you for making the flyers. For Facebook, you did a phenomenal job, as you always do. And I know that I must be forgetting someone, but I'm just saying to everybody, thank you, thank you. I am healing. And just remember with life, if you have some relatives or friends where it looks as though they are in a position with their health where the doctors are saying there's nothing more we can do, just remember, and I'm really serious about this, we are all just walking each other home. We're just walking down that road. We don't know. Sometimes, and I said this to Maria, she said, Jeannine, I'm going to be leaving you. And I said, Ree, you don't know. I have high blood pressure. I could wake up one morning with a horrible headache. And the next thing you know, I've had a massive stroke. So we don't know who's going to get there first. But the one thing that we really must do is learn how to love each other while we're here, while we're taking this walk. Just learn. I'm telling you, there is nobody. I went through the list the other day. I'm like, who is it that I'm having a problem with in life? I want to know. I want to find them. I want to call them up. I want to talk with them. I can't think of anybody. I can't. And if you're out there and you think that I have a problem with you or you have a problem with me, would you please inbox me so we can fix this? Because I'm telling you, it's not worth it. The last thing I will say, and it made me feel so good when you talk about issues. When Maria and I first got together, there was a relationship she was getting out of. And I really worried about that woman. And I was wondering, did she know Maria had passed? If she knew, was she going to come to the celebration? What would the reaction be? I mean, after all, it's been 22 years, so I didn't think she'd come on and want to punch me out or anything or say something negative about Maria, but I didn't know because it's been 22 years and I haven't seen her. But I was so happy at the very, very end of the celebration of Maria's life. The young woman, I guess she's not young anymore because I'm not young anymore. And we're all about the same age. I was 48 when Maria and I started going out, and I'm 70, so I'm not young anymore. But the lady actually did in the chat, she said, this was a beautiful tribute for Maria. And I said to her, thank you very much. And thank you for coming. So there we go. There's my little coffee break for the day. Enjoy this Sunday. I got to go to Warby Parker now, fix some glasses, and probably do a couple miles walking somewhere, maybe in Center City or Rittenhouse Square or something, just to get it together. But I'm going to promise you this. I'm not going to promise you that I'm not going to be crying. And I'm not going to promise you that there won't be days that I'm just going to be in a little slump. But I'm going to work on this every single day because I want to honor the memory of Maria Barlow. I want to honor the right for my kids and my grandkids and all of my family members and friends to have a whole Jeannine LaRue, not a broken Jeannine LaRue. But the other thing I'm going to promise you, when it doesn't feel good, I'm not going to walk around and say I'm okay. Because some days I'm not going to be okay. And I want you to understand that I've already learned the lesson. It's okay to not be okay. Thank you, all of you. I love you so much. And do you like my sweat, my hoodie that my daughter gave me? I thought it was really nice. I always wanted a North Face. Yeah, there we go. So, and it goes with my hat. So here we go. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye-bye.